Welcome to Becoming Boss C. Today, we will learn about Domain 2 of the Certified Internal Auditor Exam. And this is for Part 2. We will learn all about planning the engagement, and this domain accounts for 20% of the exam score. These are the syllabus objectives for Part 2, Domain 2. A. Determine engagement objectives, evaluation criteria, and the scope of the engagement. B. Plan the engagement to assure identification of key risks and controls. C. Complete a detailed assessment of risk of each audit area, including evaluating and prioritizing risk and control factors. D. Determine engagement procedures and prepare the engagement work program. E. Determine the level of staff and resources needed for the engagement. Each audit that you will perform should have audit objectives and an audit scope. The audit objectives are the goals of the audit or what the audit project is going to accomplish. It is important to plan the audit objectives before developing testing steps or interviewing management. The scope of an internal audit is defined by the audit objectives because the scope represents the boundary of an audit. For example, if your team decides to only test results from March to June, that is an example of a scope requirement because it limits the time period of testing. Each audit should have a preliminary phase, a preliminary survey phase, or what is also called a pre-planning phase. Then there is the planning phase. These are the first phases of an audit. So in the preliminary survey phase, or the pre-planning phase, you may perform a risk assessment to identify the areas in the business or within the financial statements that are most susceptible to fraud or have a high level of materiality or are simply high risk. For example, if you're a financial internal auditor, if you're focusing on the finances of the operations, then revenue is typically a large accounting of your testing steps because revenue is typically the area that is most susceptible to fraud, and it could also be one of the higher balances. So, this pre-planning phase may include interviewing executives that manage the audit area to understand the general concepts of the department's operations or activities. Planning involves using the information you learned during the preliminary survey phase and creating an audit work program, or what is also called an audit program. The audit program consists of determining testing steps or procedures that are very detailed for audit staff to perform. It includes documenting which evidence must be obtained to complete audit objectives and who should provide that evidence. After the audit program or audit work plan is developed, there may be changes to staffing plans. So, one specific testing procedure may require an information technology or IT specialist, and so the staffing plans would also be discussed and or documented during the planning phase. Now, from what I just said, I said a lot of terms that have alternative terms as well. So there could be the preliminary survey phase, there could be a pre-planning phase. Whatever you see on the test, just know that these are all the same. It depends on where you are geographically as to which term you will see, but preliminary survey phase is the same as pre-planning phase, but these are different from the planning phase. If you read your material, you'll know which term to look out for. All right, now it's time for practice questions. Number 1, internal auditors induce which of the following? Internal auditors induce which of the following? So induce means to create, or it may come up as internal auditors are working. Is it A, scope limitations, B, scope creep, C, scope diversions, or D, scope restrictions? So scope limitations are typically things that limit the role of the audit. So you might want to look at revenue, accounts receivable, or accounts payable, And then management may say, oh no, our accounts payable information isn't ready yet, so we have to eliminate that from the audit. So that's why scope limitations is not induced by internal auditors. Rather, that is induced by management or another external party. Scope diversions is pretty much the same thing, saying, hey, let's not look at that. Let's look at this instead. So when we go in, internal auditors normally have a pretty focused objective and set of areas that we want to look at. But management may push back and say, hey, this isn't ready yet, or hey, we're still developing this area. Or we don't think that it's important for you to look at this. Can you look at this instead? So that's why that's not the answer as well. Internal auditors do not induce scope diversions. Scope restrictions, same explanations as scope diversions. Management may try to restrict us from looking at certain information because it may be confidential, it may not be yet prepared. So that's why internal auditors do not induce scope restrictions. So the answer here is B, scope creep. And the answer is scope creep because scope creep is where internal auditors want to look at everything. We want to look at how operations work, how operations are documented, look at all the policies and procedures for everything, and also test all the areas that are in the operations as well. So we might want to look at, okay, how does this manufacturing company create its purchasing schedule? How does it actually purchase the items? How does it actually ensure that the information is logged into the accounting system or the financial statements? Okay, then how does it make returns? So we might want to look at all that stuff, but then management may come back and say, hey, no, you all are creeping the scope. We're only supposed to look at this stuff. Only look at how purchases are made, not about the journal entry side in the accounting system. So that's why B is the correct answer. Number 2, selecting high impacts and high visibility auditable activities to audit requires which of the following approaches? Selecting high impact and high visibility auditable activities to audit requires which of the following approaches? A, risk-based, B, process-based, C, knowledge-based, or D, experience-based. So while there may be multiple answers here, we want to make sure that we understand that risk assessment has to occur for audits. Risk assessment should occur for audits. The answer here is A, risk-based. All of our procedures should be risk-based, where we look at, okay, which area has the highest level of risk, which area has the lowest level of risk, and then we determine how we want to test from there on out. Process-based, no. We typically have a large variety of processes that we look at, so that's not true. And then knowledge-based and experience-based, these are actually pretty similar, right? When you think about the amount of knowledge someone has or the amount of experience that someone has, you kind of use these words interchangeably, so that lets you know that C and D are not correct. We're looking for high impact, high visibility. So in order to determine which ones are high impact, you would have to assess the risk. So A is the answer. Number 3, which of the following is a proper step in an audit program? Which of the following is a proper step in an audit program? A, notification of the audit. B, observation of procedures. C, definition of audit objectives. Or D, planning for audit reporting. So remember, we developed the audit program during the planning phase, correct? So notification of the audit usually occurs before the planning phase even is created or even thought of. Typically, the chief audit executive or a VP will notify a department, hey, we're going to audit your area. Objectives will be discussed at a later date, but we do know that we want to audit your area. So that is something that is done way before, more so in the preliminary survey phase, not in the planning phase when you're developing the audit program. C, definition of audit objectives. No, this is not included in the audit program, because remember, when you're creating the audit program, you should already know the audit objectives and your audit scope. That should be done before creating your audit program. So that's why C is not the answer. D, planning for audit reporting. No. That is not something that should be in your audit program. Remember, the audit program includes the detailed testing steps that you want to perform and that you want your team to perform. It includes observing procedures. It may include inspecting documents. It may include testing certain account balances. So that's why D is not the answer and B is the answer. Observation of procedures is a typical step that you will find in an audit program because you may want to observe the performance of a physical count where a department member may be counting inventory, or you may want to observe how HR reviews certain documents, such as preparing I-9 forms or providing onboarding procedures to the new hire. Those are typical observation steps that would be included in the audit program. So B is the correct answer there. Number 4, which of the following can cause a false assurance for an internal audit activity? Which of the following can cause a false assurance of the internal audit activity? A, guest auditors, B, loaned auditors, C, visiting auditors, or D, entry-level auditors. So these 4 choices are very interchangeable, it seems. You may think that way, but they're actually very different. So when you think of guest auditors, you want to think of auditors that come from either outside of the audit function or inside of the organization for training or orientation purposes. So there are no audit clients within guest auditors that create false assurances since they are a temporary fixture. They are temporarily helping out. They are not staying within the company forever. Visiting auditors may come from a local, regional, or divisional audit office, and they do not create a false assurance of the internal audit activity because they move from one audit office to the next. So they never stay in one place or with one organization for a long time. D, borrowed auditors. This is very similar to being a visiting auditor. So this is where the internal audit activity or function is just borrowing auditors for a temporary moment, right? So these are not going to be your staff that will stay with the company forever. You're just borrowing them temporarily to get the audit objectives or testing procedures done. So the answer here is B, loaned auditors. And this is the answer because they can create a false assurance in the minds of non-audit clients since they have a higher expectation that the loaned auditors will temporarily work in that business function or operation. So the client may think that auditors know everything because of their audit jobs, which leads to false assurance. In other words, you're a loaned auditor. We're borrowing you from another department that you already know about. So yeah, you should know that everything's okay. Nothing's going to be wrong. But no, we can't create that false assurance. We still have to be objective and independent of management. So that's why the answer here is B, loaned auditors. Number 5, what is the effect of combining a compliance audit, an operational audit, and a financial audit into one big assurance audit? This is a great question to answer. So what is the effect of combining all of these audits into one big assurance audit? A, additive effect, B, multiplicative effect, C, dilution effect, or D, synergistic effect. So the big hint here is that there are 3 that increase the effect, to have a larger effect, right? And then there's one that actually reduces the effect. So that could be a hint if you just are unsure of what these mean, or if you're unsure of which one to choose, just think of, okay, which 3 are similar and which one stands out? And then apply your knowledge about compliance audits, operational audits, and financial audits. So for example, compliance, if it's performed separately, may have a whole large list of findings and a whole large list of scope objectives. Same for operational audits, same for financial audits. But when you combine all of these into one audit, something has to be compromised, right? So that means that each department, such as each compliance department, operational department, or financial department, all of those areas cannot be examined to the extent that they would be if they were performed separately. Once you combine them, you have to start streamlining your audit work procedures and your detailed testing steps. So that's why the answer here is C, dilution effect, because combining all of those audits into one big assurance audit dilutes the scope objectives and further defines what you are truly going to be assessing or evaluating. So it has a smaller effect when combining all of those areas into one big assurance audit. I hope that helped. All right, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more helpful videos about the CIA exam. And like this video if you enjoyed the lesson. Consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button below. There are great perks to joining the channel. As always, stay blessed and stay Boss C.